Hello, everyone, and welcome to the weekly recap show for the Trailblazer Athletics. I'm your host, Dan Wohler, and with me today I have again Assistant Athletic Director of MCLA Athletics, Jeff Polari. Jeff,
Morning,
welcome.
Thank you.
So, Jeff, the women's volleyball team took 2 MASCAC wins, one against Framingham State, one against Salem State. So how are they looking in the MASCAC right now?
You know, right now they're in a really good position. They're sitting atop the conference at 4-0, 2 league games remaining. The match a week ago with Framingham was very, very important. Both teams were unbeaten in league play heading into that match. Right. It was a great performance by MCLA. Allison Clark, Angelica Perfido, Rachel Mills all had great nights, leading to a 3-0 victory, and really has put them in a prime position to potentially host the MASCAC playoffs and a great chance at a MASCAC regular season championship as well.
And Allison Clark, what about Allison Clark this week?
She had a phenomenal week. She's been playing great all year. Just yesterday she was named the MASCAC Player of the Week for her performances. She led the Trailblazers 4-0 this week, including 2 non-conference wins. She had very solid performances, and she's kind of doing a little bit of everything. She's right. Leading the conference in total number of kills, tied with a woman from Framingham State, and she is second in hitting percentage. But most recently, she's also collected an awful lot of digs on the defensive side. So she's doing whatever Coach Beckwith really needs her to do, and like I said, they're in a very strong position with 2 league matches to go.
Right, so they're undefeated in the MASCAC. What does next week look like for the volleyball team?
So very key match Thursday night at Worcester State, a game that's actually going to be played at Becker College, but 7 o'clock start. Looks like on the surface they need one more win, would secure the #1 seed in the postseason, and so I'm sure that's what the focus is. They also have a tri-match on Saturday, non-conference down at UMass Dartmouth with Plymouth State. So just some more opportunities, and they've already set a program record for victories, and they continue to raise the bar with every victory they get. So they're in a really prime position.
Right, now let's move to the men's soccer team. So the men's soccer team also taking a key decisive victory in the MASCAC conference. So how are they looking in the MASCAC? Yeah,
the men's soccer team's had a little bit of heartbreak the last couple of weeks. Right. Even on Columbus Day, they dropped a 3-2 decision in the final seconds to Mount St. Vincent. And they had some time off before heading into really what was a must-win against Mass Maritime on Saturday. And neither team was able to score in regulation, and then we caught a break, and just 16 seconds into overtime, Dylan Pereira ripped a shot, and we went right in the back of the net through the goalkeeper's hands and gave us a really key victory. It was our second MASCAC win of the year. So again, while we haven't clinched anything, we are in a much better position.
Definitely.
2 matches going forward with Fitchburg and Framingham State to close out the conference season. So a win they really needed to have, and they got it.
So MCLA moves to 2-3 in the MASCAC. And what does the next week look like for the soccer team?
So the soccer team has a very strong opponent coming to Shoecraft Field tomorrow. Montclair State, who's been perennially in the top 5 in the nation, is coming to town tomorrow for a 3 p.m. Non-league match, and then the real key match is Saturday against Fitchburg State, which also happens to be our senior day, where we honor the seniors playing their final home game. So a great week on tap on the men's side, some huge challenge with the non-league matchup, and then, like I said, the very important MASCAC matchup Saturday.
Right. So the women's soccer team also clinching a very important MASCAC win, their first MASCAC win. Let's talk about that game.
Yeah, the women have been scuffling a little bit, and they went down to Mass Maritime and pulled out a 1-0 victory. And again, that was a victory they really needed to have. It gave them some life heading into their final couple games of the MASCAC slate. Jackie Dwyer scored the game winner, I think in the 60th minute. So it was nice to see a senior step up and give them a lift when they really needed it. And again, it's put them in a prime position with a couple of games to go to really try to get into the playoffs and make some noise.
Sure. And what about for the rest of athletics, like the cross-country teams?
Cross country had a very strong showing at Western New England. All the runners, both on the men's and the women's side, set personal records this past week in the 5K and the 8K races. And they're just progressively getting a little bit better heading into their championship seasons. They're off this week, and then they'll go right into, I believe, the MASCAC championship, the ECAC championships, and the NCAA New England regionals. So they got some very important meets coming up.
Great, yeah. And over the weekend, we had a very busy weekend with alumni and family weekend here at MCLA. So what happened over the weekend?
Yeah, just a really strong, powerful week for Trailblazer Athletics all the way around. And it was really culminated by a fantastic reunion and family weekend here at the college. We had softball and baseball both held their alumni games. Great turnouts on both sides. Softball had about 20 women back to participate in their event. Baseball had about 55 alums back to participate in their event. Really went over very, very well. There was a gathering at Mingo's on Friday night that was very well attended. And ultimately it culminated with a very powerful Hall of Fame. We inducted the 1987 baseball team into the Hall of Fame Saturday night and honored Coach Zavatero, who our complex is named after. And it really was just a powerful night all the way around, powerful week for MCLA Athletics, and it's really kind of uplifted everybody here as we head into the final stretch of the fall season.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be there at the Hall of Fame filming that event. Just a very great time. You can see just the chemistry between those players still exists today. So it's really great to see that Trailblazer pride still here. And now we have Midnight Madness this Thursday night, so we're going to get a preview of the men and women's basketball teams here.
Yeah, I mean it's such a quick transition from fall to winter sports, but both basketball teams kicked off this week with practice. They're just kind of getting their feet underneath them, but we'll try to get the campus energized and excited for the start of their seasons, which I believe both programs open November 14th. So still some time away from that, but to generate some excitement, some energy, Midnight Madness will be this Thursday. I believe it starts at 10 o'clock.
10 p.m.,
in the Amsler Campus Center gym, and it's kind of a first glance at both the men's and women's programs.
Right, so this past week, great week for the Trailblazers, bunch of MASCAC wins, so they hope to repeat that next week. And Trailblazer fans at home, remember you can follow Trailblazer Athletics on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, and feel free to like our page, MCLA Athletics, on Facebook. For myself, Dan Wohler, I'd just like to thank Assistant Athletic Director Jeff Player for joining me. Thanks,
Thank you,
Jeff.
Dan.